Movie characters have always been of great interest to me, and how these characters are able to mold and shape stories. Often, the storyteller will add positive traits and values to the heroes in the story, so that we can relate and care for the character. However, in recent times, more and more heroes begin to possess negative traits. The traditional Boy Scout rendition of a hero that protects what is good and stands against evil has evolved into more complex beings. With that, I want to take a look at one of my favorite film characters, Lou Bloom. Lou Bloom is the protagonist villain or anti-hero of the 2014 film Nightcrawler. Written and directed by Dan Gilroy, the story follows Lou, who becomes a Nightcrawler, a stringer who records criminal activities during the nights in Los Angeles and sells the footage to a local television news station. Even though he is an anti-hero, Lou doesn't share the same vein of complexity that we would expect of anti-heroes in modern films. He doesn't inspire or possess the nobility of traditional heroes, neither is he a likable person. So what is it about Lou that makes him a protagonist in this story? Let's learn more about Lou Bloom. At the beginning of the film, we see that Lou is jobless, but most importantly, doesn't seem to know what he wants to do with his life.
I'm lost.
I'm looking for a job.
Can I ask you, are you currently hiring?
As the story progresses, Lou eventually comes across key important moments that helps him to figure out what he wants to do with his life. He obtains newfound strength.
Buy yourself some better equipment, a directional mic, and get interviews when you can. You have a good eye.
These strengths are validated.
Outstanding work, Lou. Really, just great.
Thanks, Nina.
And he finds desire.
I want to be the guy that owns the station that owns the camera.
But in his journey to find these moments, we learn that Lou is someone who does what is absolutely necessary, even going to criminal lengths to bring his desire to life. For most of us, we have an understanding of standards of behavior. This serves as a barrier that not only allows us to recognize the principles of right and wrong, but also understanding what can be done and what shouldn't be done. However, it is not true that Lou does not possess this barrier in him. In fact, Lou's desire is so strong that he blurs this barrier, allowing him to do whatever he deems necessary.
I'm focusing on framing. A proper frame not only draws the eye into a picture, but keeps it there longer, dissolving the barrier between the subject and the outside of the frame.
But is having a desire so potent that it blurs right and wrong enough to establish Lou as a compelling character? The story needed for audience to know that Lou is making conscientious decisions and that he does understand right and wrong. Therefore, he needed to embody the villain as well. In the beginning of the film, we already see Lou in the midst of crime, hurting, and perhaps even killing a security guard. And as the story progresses, the distrust in Lou grows as we continue to be deprived of any information about Lou's private life.
So where are you from now?
The north end of the valley. Some of the calls sometimes take me over there, but nobody I know still lived out there.
In the eyes of the other characters, Lou is essentially a stranger that has suddenly appeared in their lives. Besides being a stringer, they don't know anything else about Lou. Every relationship he forms in this film is a new relationship. But it is clear to Lou that these new relationships he has formed are stepping stones to his goal. He develops close relationships with Nina and Rick, but they are just a means to an end. Their relationship is no longer a need for Lou once he holds the winning card in his hand.
Where are you going?
Sevens approached me at least several times. The ND there gave me his number. They'll make me a better offer. It's a 5-minute drive.
Or have that card taken away from him.
You took my bargaining power, Rick. You used it against me. You would have done it again. Just admit.
Lou is the perfect embodiment of stranger danger and someone who wouldn't hesitate to form relationships to further his goal.
A friend is a gift you give yourself.
Despite the mystery surrounding him, Lou has a very clear goal, making it easy for us to follow in his story. However, we need more than just a goal to be invested in Lou.
Why you pursue something is equally as important as what you pursue.
This story isn't just about Lou chasing a narrative goal. It is about Lou learning and rediscovering himself.
What do I love to do?
And that is why I love Lou as a character. Beyond the coldness of his lies, his deceits, and hunger for success, there is warmth in Lou, just simply being a man chasing a desire, and in that chase, he finds himself.
I recently remade my list. And I'm thinking that television news might just be something I love, as well as something I happen to be good at.